Hello and welcome to the CFCTALK podcast. This is number 8, where we'll be reviewing the game against Liverpool. Hope you guys had a great week, of course, after that incredible win against Brighton on Monday night. After that amazing goal by Reece James and an incredible performance by both Kai Havertz as well as Timo Werner. We've got our usual hosts, Amart and Alex, here, and straight away we're going to get into the Liverpool game. But before that, some transfer news. As we all know, the transfer window is open until October this year. So transfers, firstly, Zappacosta to Genoa. It has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. It's a 1 year long deal. How do we feel about that, Alex?
Sorry, but I didn't catch that 1 year deal. Oh, I completely zoned out for a second. Firstly, great to be on again. So, 1 year deal for Bale.
It's a loan 1 year deal
for Bale.
Zappacosta.
Oh, Zappacosta.
Zappacosta.
God, sorry about that. Yes. Oh, bloody hell. Sorry.
Guys, You can tell we're recording late. We're recording pretty late tonight.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. But yeah, I'm happy that he got this loan. We needed to get him off the books, and he needs to get playing somewhere. I don't imagine he would just be playing with the under-23s for the whole season. So yeah, he was always going to get that loan to Italy, and I'm glad that he's got an opportunity to play somewhere else. And yeah, just good to get another player from the loan army off our hands for sure.
Amart, your opinions on that?
Yeah, it doesn't look like he will feature for us again. So probably the loan move is the best thing for him. I don't know why they sold him. Probably they want to get a good price for him before they sell him. Probably the loan will be okay. They're still paying him. He can go and get more experience. If probably he will be part of the Italian team for the next Euros, this might be very good for him to get more minutes so that he can be in contention when they are selecting their players.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, in my opinion as well, he was no use to the team, and realistically, he wasn't going to play a single game this season. I don't know if they gave him a shirt or not, but if they gave him a shirt or not. But yeah, I wouldn't have seen him play this season. So it's the right decision by Chelsea, loan him out. Hopefully they buy him next year as well, which will be great for us. But also another transfer news that we've got is Bakayoko, who is still a target for AC Milan. Do we want to let him go?
Okay, no. Bakayoko didn't just work. He didn't work out. We all wanted him to work out. I think he even had one of the best fun songs at Somewhat Break. But it just didn't work out. We hoped he will pair very well with Kante in the middle, but I don't know whether it was a lack of confidence or a lack of skill. I just don't know what happened with Bakayoko. But he did pretty well under Gattuso for AC Milan. I don't know whether it's because Gattuso is a kind of like a scary person to work with, or something they were afraid to work with him, or I don't know. But probably that's the best. I feel like that's the best for him. I don't see him like Zappacosta. I don't see him featuring for us again. Even the players we have now, some of them might not feature for us in midfield. Some of them might not feature for us as regularly as they might want to. So offloading him will be the best option.
But we're offloading him and we're selling him. But Alex, what price would you name Bakayoko for?
I mean, right now he's probably not worth that much. I mean, he's probably, if he had, I haven't read much into how well he's done for AC Milan, but if people say that he's done well, and considering we probably want to get back as much money as possible for him, and hopefully recuperate something that's close to what we paid for him in the 40 million round or realm. But I would expect for 25. I think 25, between 25 and 30 million for him. Yeah, considering just how much we paid for him, and I don't think the club will let him go for cheap. I think they still want it. They still want to recuperate the money, or some of the money that they spent or paid for him. So yeah, I think 25 million, 30 million but I'm really not sure if AC Milan will pay it. They definitely want him on loan, but then they just don't want to cough up that amount of money. So hopefully, I hope he gets another loan so he can further prove that he is worth that fee, and then hopefully we can sell him.
I think, in my opinion, like both of you said, we don't need him at the club anymore. It didn't work out, as Amart said. And for me, even if AC Milan are not ready to pay 35, 25 million pounds for him, I'd still let him go for 20. I mean, the fact that I would say he's more interested in playing for AC Milan than Chelsea. And as Amart said, he worked out for AC Milan, and they'll be eager to get him, which will probably increase his price by a bit. But then, there's all of these negotiations where the player might say, "Hey, lower it down. I want to make sure this move happens. I don't want to see this move fall out or whatever." And I would see this happening, and if it does, it will be a good boost to Chelsea. I mean, whatever we spent, I think 200 million this summer window, and we're going to be getting some money back, and hopefully invest next year. But moving on from Chelsea transfers that may affect Chelsea. Firstly, Spurs are trying to sign a lot of players right now, and we would talk about Man United, but they're on a dry spell for as long as they can be. So yeah, we're going to ignore the fact that Man United have only signed one player throughout this window, but Spurs are on a move. Amart, Bale, Regular, might see a few more players coming in. Jose Mourinho, has he got the pull as Frank Lampard?
Yeah, Jose Mourinho has always been able to attract players ever since his first stint in at Chelsea. He just has that quality. I think even before Pedro joined us, he said he nearly joined Man United, but he got a call from Mourinho and it just changed his mind the instant he finished talking to Mourinho. So he definitely has a pull. The players that they are buying, I think it's a bit ironic because the fans have complained that Chelsea buying players and buying the league, but in actual fact, like buying the league, them being happy about getting Regulon and Bale, and it's just like how do I say it? It's very funny to watch them celebrate those players because celebrate getting those players because they were just a minute ago they were saying we are buying the league because we are buying a lot of players, and now they are doing exactly what we did, if not the same thing. They are doing something similar to what we did and getting all the good players out there. So it's just funny. But they'll be a very worrying team next season. If they should get regular and get Bill, they're definitely going to worry next season. A lot of teams are strengthening their squad, except Man United, and so I don't know. This season will be a very very interesting season to watch. Everybody is on top form. Everybody is showing some seriousness. So let's see how it goes.
Alex, everyone's adding to their team, and I think I would say Chelsea's added more to their team than anyone else in the Premier League. But does this kind of level out the playing field for all the teams? Because we hear about Tottenham's transfers, and I think Man United signed Van de Beek, and Liverpool are signing Thiago. So does this level out the field, or Chelsea will still improve their position in the Premier League?
I do think we will still improve because our position because we have improved much more than I think other teams have. But at the same time, our signings are going to take a while. I foresee, yeah, I think it's going to take a while for all of them to gel. And whereas most other teams are just making small, just adding a couple of players. So, yeah, it's a tough one, but yeah, it depends on how well some of the players. I mean, other than Chilwell, we've bought players from different leagues, so they've got to adapt to the Premier League, and then yeah, having six new starters essentially. So yes, I do expect us. I don't know, but I think but even taking out all the other clubs transfers, I do see us going for a really strong third place finish. But yeah, I mean, you never know with Tottenham and Arsenal. All these people, I mean, all these clubs, they make these signings, but they You don't know how they'll work out. You never know if Bale on paper is a fantastic loan, but you don't know if he'll perform the way we all kind of that his reputation indicates. And then Reguilon as well is, you don't know how he'll adapt to the Premier League. So everyone will have these issues of signings not adapt or not being comfortable, not being so used to the Premier League and having to gel with their teammates. But yeah, even despite that, a third place finish is I'm not discouraged by the notion of or the belief of us finishing in third, even if if Arsenal or Tottenham pull off some more madness signings, I still firmly believe we can get the third spot.
Yeah, I mean, I put down Chelsea as champions, so I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I would say, look, if we beat Liverpool, then I would call up any person around the world, and I'll say, hey, Chelsea can become champions this season. It's the fact that we need to start off really well. Start off the way, if we look at the past 3 seasons, Man City started off on a winning streak, won the league. Again, Man City started on a winning streak, won the league. Liverpool started on a winning streak, they won the league. So it's all about a great start. So if we beat Liverpool, if we beat some strong teams along the line, then we have a very good chance of actually winning the Premier League.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry
true,
about that, guys. There's people around the house. Can you hear the background noise? Or is it...
Yes.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, sorry about that. Just a second. Sorry about that. Okay, get back to it. So we do have a very good chance of winning the Premier League, and it's all about consistency. And as long as we can perform the way we are, then we can actually win the Premier League. But moving on to the most important part of this podcast, the Liverpool preview. There's more on the stake. There's more on the line, guys. I mean, is it just between the champions and someone who spent 200 million, or is it more than the comments that we were seeing on Twitter, the reactions of fans, the fight, the argument that Klopp and Lampard had last season? So does that make it more interesting, Amart?
Yeah, let's be honest before we start this preview. We all want to see Klopp lose. That's what we want to see. We don't care how how Chelsea performs because we know it's still early. The team needs to gel, but we just want to see Klopp lose. That's all. I think I saw a tweet from Matisse on Twitter saying that he wants Werner to turn into prime Adebayo. When he scores, he should run all the way in front of Klopp and just celebrate. It's just funny, but I just feel like we have to win that game. It's come a bit early. The truth of the matter is that the game has come a bit early because our players haven't really dealt with each other. Players haven't really played a lot of games together. So it would be a difficult task to see how well we can perform against a Liverpool team that has been playing together for like 2-3 years now. It'll be very interesting. If we win, I'll be so excited. I love Klopp. I've always loved Klopp from Dortmund to now, but some of his recent comments, it just makes me feel like he's becoming a little bit. Even though you've won the league, you're becoming a little bit jealous. You're becoming a little bit proud. I don't understand what Klopp is. Probably it's just mind games. Just wants to get to the head of Lampard or something. But I just hope we win.
I think that's the case with everyone, but yeah, there's more to this than beating the champions. There's putting Klopp and Liverpool in their place. You know, Alex, what are your reactions on the type of post that Liverpool are posting? I'm not sure if you're aware of the post that they made today when they said when it was a picture of Jordan Henderson and was it Trent Alexander-Arnold? I can't seem to remember exactly, but
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
and if the caption, I'm trying to pull it up as quickly as possible. So the caption read that when you're trying to decide who's going to score that worldie at the bridge on the weekend, Is that too arrogant of them? Is that them getting over the top of their heads and just going all out? And if they lose, it will be even more shameful for them.
To be fair, I think if Hazard was still at the club, I would not be surprised if we did something like that with Hazard. But so I don't really mind that. It's just a bit of social media banter or something. I'm not so fussed on that. But I do agree in the sense that they have a lot of the players and the manager included have a lot of arrogance. They really they just need to be put in their place. They need to. I really want to see our attack expose them because their defense is. It's just. Other than Van Dijk, none of them are that. To me, they're not amazing defenders. Trent has been got exposed against Leeds last week. We saw, towards the end of the season, Pulisic, he basically ran straight through their defense. And I really hope Pulisic is back. Just as full of strength and attack we can possibly assemble. And yeah, I just want to see their defense get exposed because they have this Liverpool have this arrogance about them that they think they're so amazing, and they just need to be put in their place and reminded that it's not going to be anywhere near as easy this season. So yeah, I do see that arrogance in them, but can't wait for us to just smash it, just crush this arrogance they have.
Yeah, well, I can't wait for the weekend. But yeah, by the time you guys are watching this, it's probably almost time for the Liverpool game. But for us, it's quite a while. 3 days.
Yeah, I want to add something about the post that they made. Alex said probably Chelsea would have done the same thing. I honestly don't think Chelsea would have done that because
Yeah, same.
I'm looking at it right now and it's Henderson and Trent and they've put in quotes. So whose turn is it for another worldie at the bridge this weekend? That is just like I've not seen Chelsea do anything like that. What Chelsea does will be put highlights of goals that we've scored against them. Like with Liverpool, I think the last time they put the Gerrard slip in one of the highlights before the game that we played against them. I think the time was the first time. But I don't think Chelsea will do something like this. I don't think Chelsea will ever do this. And this thing that they put there, and the fact that it's still up, it hasn't been taken down. It just shows how arrogant they are. They feel like they can just walk over us and just kill the game, and I just really want to prove them wrong. So
Look, I mean, this post works both ways. If they win, they'll call themselves confident and practiced. But if they lose, they will be called as overconfident. I would say arrogant. But it's social media, and as Alex said, there's a lot of banter that goes around. But there's a line that you have to draw between clubs.
yeah,
Kind of say, hey, this is where we need to stop. And I think Liverpool are doing it more to Chelsea to rile up Frank Lampard. And we saw that last game of the season where Liverpool beat us 5-3. And that's when Lampard and Klopp locked horns. And I think this is just adding more fuel to the fire, which will be probably settled this match or maybe the next time we play against Liverpool, which is, I think, during March. So, yeah, long way to go for the other one. But for this one, our predicted lineups. Let's start with the person in goal. We don't have a lot of options, guys. But what I'm going to do is let's do it in a way where we say a player each, and then we can discuss the reasoning behind picking that player over another at the towards the end of the lineup. So, firstly, in goal, Alex.
Alex, I think it's not on. Alex, is anyone talking?
Alex.
He went off. He connected.
Oh, sorry, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
My microphone was messing up. But yeah, for the goalkeeper's position, I would go Kepa because I just try as much as I don't trust him, and probably every other goal they say. I don't even know now because last time we played Liverpool, Kepa was pretty awful. So and it's free kicks. So it's tough. Yeah, I'm gonna go Caballero, but just because Willie. Yeah, I'm gonna go Caballero, just because Liverpool have huge threat on long shots, and Kepa wasn't that convincing against Brighton. Although he wasn't awful, he wasn't that convincing. Although he was confident, but yeah, Liverpool they have so much threat from long shots and corners. So I just wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to play Kepa, but in it, yeah, I would play Caballero.
Yeah, okay. So that's one vote for Caballero. To stir up the pot, let's have Amart make the decision. So I'll go with Kepa then, just to stir it up a little bit. Amart, who's your keeper then?
I have to go with Caballero because Kepa. I think everybody has seen that Kepa's weakness. Long shots. He can't really do much about long shots. I've seen him save a couple. Last season, he saved a
Especially
couple.
those free kicks by Alexander
by trying,
Arnold.
yes, exactly. And I'm very sure when they get a free kick, he's the one done behind the ball. So I'm going to go with Kaba. I feel like Kaba can control that defense more. And yeah, we're all hoping that by now Mendy would have arrived and started training or something. But that deal is also taking ages to be done. So I think Kaba. I'm going to go with Kaba. Kepa didn't do himself any favors in the Brighton game. Just one shot that he missed, and then that's it. But I think we should go with Kaba for the Liverpool.
So in goal, with 2-1 on the votes, Caballero takes his place. Kepa will no longer be trying to save, or at least not acting like a statue against Trent Alexander's free kick. Hopefully we can see Caballero at least jump and try to save them. But the back four, the unstable back four, starting left back, who have we got starting with Amart this time?
Left back, we really don't have any option. We could go with Aspie at left back, but I feel like Lampard will still opt for Alonso at left back. So yeah, he didn't. He was really taken to the cleaners with by Lamptey in the Brighton game. But I feel like Lampard might give him a shout again because Aspie is also returning from injury. Probably Lampard might not want to hit my stuff on the bench again. So I'll put Alonso at left back.
All right, I think that would be the obvious choice, but there is a competition in there in that place as well with Aspie, and then Chilwell is injured at the moment, so we probably won't see him play as well. But Alex, who have you got as your left back?
Oh, this is a tough one. I'm just trying to Google the Chelsea lineup for the time where they put 5 passes. I distinctly remember Alonso being a little. I think. 1 second. Did we play? Did we play Alonso in the back three? Yeah, I would like. I just can't imagine. I really don't want to see Marcus Alonso up against Mohamed Salah anymore. So, but then again, Reece James isn't really solid defensively. So, yeah, but I mean, after his performance last week, I'd be pretty surprised if Reece James doesn't start. So I would go Azpilicueta left back. Yeah, I would go
Yeah.
Azpilicueta.
So deciding vote.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a hard one. I mean, Aspie's a lot more experienced and he's better off defending, and as you mentioned, with Salah, but then Alonso gives that option and attacking. But when I'm looking at that left-hand side, I'm looking at, there's a possibility Pulisic might not play as well, so we need someone who's able to cross it in. And I think for me, that would be, I think Alonso will have to play for me.
Okay. But first, which formation are we using? Are we using the 3 at the
We'll
back
go
or
with the standard 4-3-3.
I
Okay.
usually doubt we'll play 3 at the back. Like,
Yeah.
it would be really surprising. I don't think.
I think
Sorry.
Yeah, I think it will be a 4-3-3, just the same way.
Yeah.
Probably have Havertz in a number 9 position. Maybe even have Werner in a number 9 position, playing from the right, and then we might see Havertz play on the left. I doubt that, but there's a possibility. And then we might have Tammy in the lineup.
But if he wants to play both Reese and Aspi in the game, he have to use a 3-4.
Unless he plays Aspie left back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see. Yeah, you could have a. I mean, I forgot that Aspie plays centre back, so you could have Aspie, Zuma, Christensen,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again,
Talking about
yeah.
But
Thiago
Thiago Silva could play.
that's where I was going to. I mean, we've got the two
sorry.
centre backs. I think we're gonna stick with the 4-3-3. There's a likelihood that we play with a 4-3-3 than the three at the back. So
Okay.
what we can decide on right now is the two centre backs. If we could have two names, starting with Amart this time. Or was it Alex?
There, Amart. Go on, Amart. You do all this.
Yeah. The centre back option, I think it's very clear. If Silva, it looks like Silva might start because he's been involved in the 2 training sessions we've had so far this week. So he's probably very likely to start. If he starts, then I'll pair him with Zuma because the two of them are just beasts at the back. And have you seen their ties? Both of them, they have like enormous ties.
Yeah.
And yeah, they are very strong in one-on-one tackles. Both of them, they play similarly. I'll say they play similarly. So I'll put them together. I don't think Rudiger or Christensen will be strong enough to face the Liverpool attack. It's best to use Zuma and Thiago Silva.
Okay, that's just a shout there, Alex. Who are your two centre backs?
I would be very surprised if Thiago Silva starts, but then again, he has been in training for a week. Depends how much how much tactic or how much tactical information Lampard has to get through Thiago Silva. But then again, Kai Havertz had only been training a week and he started against Brighton, so I wouldn't be surprised if Silva did start. But I think after Zuma and Christensen did play pretty well against Everton. Sorry, not Everton, Brighton,
Right.
and then and also the fact that Liverpool don't really have a physical striker. I would be okay with Christensen playing. So yeah, I would go Christensen and Zuma, but that's only because maybe Silva needs another week or a couple of days, and then he can have his debut against Barnsley a couple of days on Wednesday next week.
I mean, I would say Zuma starting, so that's pretty much clear out of the way. I would select Zuma on any day, even on a rainy day at a Stoke. But yeah, I think for me, one of the other ones would be Silva. I think he's got so much experience that Frank Lampard doesn't need to sit with him and tell him all of his tactics. He's someone who could probably grasp everything easily, and he'll probably start for me. With the experience he has, and even if he doesn't start, we might see him appear. But I'm hoping that he gets to start and maybe play 60 minutes, 70 minutes if he's not able to cope. Then get him off early in the first half, which will be a waste of a substitution. But again, it's a risk that we might have to take. I mean, I don't think, we know that Liverpool don't have a physical striker, but then even though after that, last time they put five at us and our defense hasn't changed a lot since then. So I wouldn't see any difference in that. So I would hope that we play Silva and Zuma and get a good partnership in there. But I think for the right back position, I don't think there's much debate we can have, right? I think it has to be the man who scored that goal of the season, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Has to be Reece James. To be fair, other than the goal, he wasn't that great defensively. He did Solly March did get past him quite a bit, but his corners especially were very good, and yeah, his attacking threat is too good. It is too good to not be in the team.
I think Brighton was the first time Chelsea fans celebrated after getting corners. They were like, yes, we have someone who can deliver the ball. It's coming inside the box this time, guys. Hold your breath.
True.
Anyways, after a dead joke, we want a live midfield. A very much alive
Right.
midfield.
Do you know why? Do you know why? Probably I didn't really laugh at that joke. Is because I feel like Willian wasn't really treated very fairly when it comes to corners. Yeah, he missed certain corners. He couldn't beat his first man and all that. But I remember him giving in some crosses that ended up being goals. So that thing about him not being able to take corners, I was very surprised. We all saw that he could take corners at Arsenal.
Yeah,
He
he's
has
not
it.
bad. Sorry, go on.
Oh yeah, you can go. I'm just saying that he has it, but probably he didn't show it enough for us.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Like his crossing ability and corner ability wasn't bad per se. I just think because there was such a range between like I mean he's had plenty. He's had quite a few assists I think from corners, but he's also
Yeah.
had. I don't think anyone's ever going to be able to get the two ones that come. I mean, no, the three set pieces that come to mind as the two of them against City at home a couple of years ago, where
Yeah,
the free kick where he hit the first man and then he took a corner and it went out before it
it
even
went up.
came.
Exactly. I think it started from that game.
And the other one is the one in the friendly we played in the game that Loftus-Cheek got injured in, and Willian tries to just play it to the edge of the box, and he ends up shooting it way further. Like it basically goes back to almost like the halfway line or something.
Yeah, that's true.
But other than that, yeah, I mean, he's not awful at corners. It's just
I
inconsistent.
feel like I'm going to regret making this comment on Willian. I mean, he's probably going to get a hack of assists with corners against us when we meet them at. Is it Boxing Day? Yeah, Boxing Day. I'm going to regret that day. If I don't show up for the podcast, then guys, just know why I'm not there. You know, just reference it to this one. Oh, again, going back into the lineup or midfield. Through the midfield, we're starting with the defensive one. Who have we got? I'm going to start with mine. N'Golo Kante. What about you, Amart?
Yeah, Kante. No one else. I think he doesn't really need any explanation or reason why. He was good. He wasn't excellent. He wasn't back to N'Golo Kante that we knew, but he did his job. He did the work done. He did the work that was the work that was needed to be done. So he's the one for me. I'm choosing him. Kante at DM.
One debate that I was having with someone on Twitter was, how do we all feel about Kante maybe getting the arm? We've seen Frank Lampard give it to him on a few occasions, but if Jorginho doesn't play, Aspi doesn't play, likely is it that Kante is going to walk out with the armband? And weird is it having such a personality lead Chelsea at Alex?
I don't have a problem with it. I mean, they gave Willian the captaincy a couple of times, I'm not saying they just hand it out, but I do think they favour the guys who have been here longer. So when Aspi isn't playing, when Jorginho isn't playing, I don't have a problem with Kante having it. He's the kind of guy who, instead of leading with his voice and character, he's leading with his football. He's leading with his feet. He's such an inspiration to everyone on that team. He's a world class midfielder, so they can all look up to him, and in the sense that he's a leader by example on the pitch. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that. And there's no one really else in the team who, if Haspi isn't playing, then there's no one in the team who's been at Chelsea longer than Kante, I think. Just going
Zuma?
Zuma, yeah, true. Zuma and
He's too young.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Zuma has been there longer than Kante.
Maybe there's some other reason why they haven't given it to Zuma. It's a weird one. I remember thinking about this before, why they don't give it to Zuma, because he had his debut in I mean, he was playing under Mourinho, so for Chelsea. So yeah, it's a weird one. I don't have a problem with it though.
I
I
think the
forgot
only
to
time
ask you, but who's your... Sorry, Amart.
Sorry, no, sorry. So I went off topic in the question. Sorry, Amart, go on. What do you say?
I think Mohammed was about to ask a question. I was just going to say the only game I remember seeing Kante captaining is the Bayern game, the second leg, the Bayern game that we played last season. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Thinking that we were just trying random stuff, you know. There's no hopes of us coming back. Lampard's like, hey, you get captaincy,
Kante?
you get vice captaincy, you get everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the regular guys weren't around also. I think Aspi wasn't available, and um, Jorginho also wasn't there.
Yeah. But further back to the question of the DM spot, I don't see us going with just the one lone DM of Kante. I do. I think it seems like, I mean, in the friendly game and then the Brighton game, he's gone with the 4-2-3-1. So I think it's going to be. I do think Kante will be one of the DMs for sure. And then I don't know when we get around to the other two midfielders, we can answer that. But I would say for the other, so it'll be Kante with Kovacic because he'll be back now after serving his suspension.
I mean, yeah, it could happen. You know, we could see, as we said, we could see Havertz in that position, in a bit of a forward position, which we'll get to discussing a lot more. But yeah, that could mean that we have two of our midfielders play at a defensive role and having that pivot with Werner and probably someone who's on the left, which we still need to figure out who is going to go there. But you know, um, Alex, you're two. You've mentioned Kovacic as your defensive midfielder, but you're a third midfielder.
Oh, please, Frank Lampard, please, but Havertz. Yeah, I think Cat Frank's a big fan of Havertz anyway, but yeah, it's got to be Havertz in the number 10 position. It's his best position, and yeah, no ifs, no buts. Please don't play Kai Havertz on the wing. Just play him in his favoured-ish position. In even if it's number 8, I'm not so fast. Just in the middle as the third midfielder, Kai Havertz.
Yeah, Amart, you're two midfielders because you haven't said Kovacic or Havertz. So who would you go for? Would your pick be same?
Yeah, I think I'll go. I'll go with a similar route as Alex, because I feel like he said, he might pair N'Golo Kante with somebody else in DM. So the best person he can put there is Kovacic. So Havertz playing as a number 10 would be the dream. I think the problem that he had in the first game, I don't think it was because he hadn't trained much or something like. Yeah, probably that one affected him, but he wasn't played in his preferred position as the number 10 position. So if he's played in the number 10 position this time, I'll be so happy because I feel like that is where he can shine the most. I didn't see enough of that in the last game. So if he plays in the number, I agree with Alex. He should play in the number 10, and then we can get somebody who will be feeding our strikers or our attackers.
Yeah, I'll go with the same. You know, midfield has to be very strong for us. Defense has always been the weakest point, and you know, I think I'll agree on Alex on this point. You know, we can maybe have Kovacic and Kante have become defensive midfielders and help out in the defense. Because you know, when Salah, Mane will make those runs, it will be impossible to stop them. And I would say I'm scared of that, but you know, I've got trust in the defense. But you know, sometimes you need backup options, and Kante and Kovacic can provide that. And again, Havertz is just a beast at the number 10 position. Any day we can have Havertz in a number 10 position. But guys, if we don't have Mount in the midfield, when does he play on the left side again, Amart?
Yeah, I think you play on the left. With the absence of Ziyech, I think we don't have any option than to play Mount there because I'm pretty sure Callum might play on the right, and then Timo in the middle. Probably if Ziyech was around, Timo might be in the middle, and then it will change. So I don't know. I think Mason will still be there. Mason will still play on the left. He did pretty well against Brighton, so I think he'll still be on the left.
Yeah, so you'd put Mason Mount on the left as well, but Alex, you going with the same one?
It hurts. I don't know. it's tough again. There's there's the front three and there's the left wing. That's I think Frank will go with, and then there's the one that I think I want and most Chelsea fans want to see. But yeah, I don't expect Pulisic to be rushed back, and
Yeah,
so yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, it's going to be Mount, but then again, he's against Trent, and Trent's not that good defensively, so hopefully he can get in behind him. So I don't have too much of a problem with that. But at the same time, I just so want to see Pulisic again on the left wing, full 90 again, or even 60 minutes against that Liverpool team because he caused absolute chaos when he played against Liverpool a couple of months ago. Sorry, a month and a half ago. So yeah, it's gonna
yeah.
be Mount. So yeah,
I think I read a tweet just before the episode started recording that Pulisic trained. He resumed training with the group. I don't think he started training. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I don't think he trained yesterday, but he trained today. So hopefully he could be ready.
yeah. I
we,
mean,
we, we never know.
yeah, if he's only got a couple of days, then hopefully he's on. As long as he's on, if he's on bench, I won't be too unhappy. But yeah, Mount's
Yeah,
got to
exactly.
play.
But why doesn't Frank Lampard go, hey, Bayern, sorry for your offer. Callum Hudson-Odoi is staying. We're starting him against Liverpool.
Well, that's the issue. He hasn't been starting Hudson-Odoi, and then the rumors come around again. I I don't think any Chelsea fan really knows why Hudson-Odoi hasn't been playing, hasn't been starting, because he's he's done well when he's played, and he's played. I mean, against Brighton, he played two players out of position instead of him. I don't
Yeah,
understand it, but and it really infuriates me because like if we go into this game not playing at least one natural winger, it's uh frustrating, very frustrating for Hudson-Odoi. I bet it is frustrating for him.
Yeah, it makes total sense, but
You mean
I'm disappointed. It's no sense. Sorry, I'm all over the place right now.
you're doing great.
I think all of us are zoning out. We're just dreaming of a victory of Liverpool victory. That's all we care about at this point.
Yeah, as long
Skip
as
straight to Sunday. We're sat after the game, recording the podcast, and we're all cheering and laughing, and it will be hopefully.
makes me unnatural.
I'm hoping that I don't jinx it.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll even if we win by a scrappy own goal from Liverpool, I would still brag as much as win by 5. Like realistically, beating Liverpool with all of the comments that they've made is just going to be incredible. But yeah, I'll also go with Mount on the left, and on the right. Who are we starting? Ziyech seems like he's going to be available for the West Brom game. Is what we're hearing.
yeah.
But we're not going to see him in the Liverpool one as well. So this raises a question for Chelsea. That friendly game, has that been has there been a higher price to pay than what was like on the line already for Chelsea?
I don't understand the question.
you mean
What I'm trying to say is, we tried to play the game against Brighton, the friendly one, and
Yeah,
the aim was to just gel the players, just get everyone's feet on the roll. But then we get injured, have Ziyech, and now is there a heavier price to pay?
yeah. But did you see what caused the injury? I think he just got beaten. The Brighton defender took the ball away from him. He anticipated that he could take the ball away from the Brighton defender. The Brighton defender just hit him, um, um, pulled the ball back before he even. I think he made an air kick or something like that. So probably that twisted. He went in full force. He shouldn't have gone in full force in the friendly game. So I'm probably going to blame him more than blame the team for starting him and for getting that injury. And it wasn't his fault. The Brighton player was just skillful at that time, and then just got the better of him. I don't think it's
Yeah.
something serious. I don't think something serious. He'll be back. He'll be back.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not going to be back or it's a long-term injury, but Liverpool is probably a statement to make, and I keep repeating myself on this. But we need our best team, and sadly we don't have Chilwell, we don't have Ziyech. It doesn't seem like we're going to have Pulisic fully fit as well. And then there's a doubt about Silva playing as well because he hasn't been to too many trainings. I don't see Malang Sarr playing, so I'd rule that as well. But who's your option on the right wing, Alex?
It has to be Hudson-Odoi. It has to be. I don't see it any other way. Unless maybe they play Werner on the left, Mount on the right, and then Giroud or Tammy up top. Loftus-Cheek he just can't start. I think that would be absolutely crazy if he starts, but I think we all know after his performance, Loftus-Cheek can't start. So, yeah, Hudson-Odoi absolutely 100% has to play this game, has to start this game. No, 90% because, like I said, there is the other way of playing Werner on the left and then Mount on the right. But yeah, I really, really, really hope that Hudson-Odoi is starting this game on the right because he deserves to.
I mean, yeah, surely he deserves to, and Frank Lampard has been unfair to him. But Amart, do you think the same way, or have you got a different player to play on that side?
Yeah, I think I said it when you asked about the left back. I said that because we don't really have that many options, and I feel like Callum has really done pretty well when he has come up from the bench. I think he did well against Liverpool. He did pretty well against Bayern Munich, and in the Brighton game too, he was really really active. So I think he's the best option right now to pick. If like he's saying, like Alex was saying, if he goes with Werner on the left and then Mount on the right, probably Tommy in the middle, Tommy or Giroud in the middle, then I think Callum might not feature, but I don't think he will. I'm pretty sure he might use Werner, the striker, and then Mount on the left. Was Callum on the right. I really want to see him on there. I really want to see him start the game because I feel like he can do pretty well if he starts against Liverpool. And the big match, it's a tough match, and you can see that he's recovering his confidence after the injury, and he can really do well. I feel like he might surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So if I can say it correctly, I don't know why I'm zoning out every 5 minutes. But yeah, I think what you said was on the right, you would play Callum Hudson-Odoi, but there's a chance that he may not play as well.
Yeah, there's a chance he might not play if Lampard goes with Werner on the left and then Mount on the right. The chance he might not start.
Which opens a question for us. Are we going to see a very different formation for Chelsea? Maybe we could see 4 at the back, and then we have 4 in the midfield, then 2 up front in the form of Tammy Abraham and Werner, and then Havertz, who's in the midfield, plays as a false 9, or plays as in a pivot role, and then we have those 3 midfielders in support. Or would that be like that's totally different for Chelsea?
I would be surprised if Lampard tried something like that simply just because he hasn't really gone with it before. But then again, it would be trying out because Werner he offers that he's an option out wide, or he plays striker but then he drifts out wide. But I don't see Lampard experimenting with a new system against the best team in the country or one of. So just yeah, I mean I wouldn't put it past him. Frankly, Lampard's done something like that in the past. I mean he's not one to stick with a system all the time. He changes to 3 at the back sometimes, but yeah, I think that playing basically like a diamond with Tammy and Werner up front is just a bridge too far. But it's franked, you never know.
Overall, I think there's no debate for the striker. see Tammy beating Havertz, right? Do we have performance against Brighton?
Yeah, that's also dependent on whether he starts Werner as a striker. If he starts Werner as a striker, if he plays Mount on the left and Callum on the right, then Werner is definitely the preferred striker over Tammy and Giroud. But if he starts um Werner on the left and Odoi on the right, then he might go with either Tammy or Giroud up top.
So that's our predicted lineup for the Liverpool game. Caballero starts in goal for us. Alonso, Silva, Zuma, James in the back four. Kovacic and Kante in a defensive midfield role. And in front of them, Havertz. And we are predicting Callum Hudson-Odoi on the right side with Mount on the left and up top Werner. But if there is a change of formation, we could maybe see Tammy and Werner both play at the same time. And hopefully Lampard proves everyone wrong with playing Callum Hudson-Odoi and crushing those rumours about him going to Bayern Munich on a loan or even at a buyout. But yeah, he's a very promising talent and we'd love to see him at Chelsea again. But again, I would tell everyone to make their predictions for the game, but we'll leave that for the pre-match previews that we do. If you don't know what goes on, then you need to follow us on our socials. We're trying to get to 200 followers on Instagram, YouTube, as well as Twitter. YouTube subscribers, but we're trying to get them at the end of the year. If we can hit all of those, I'll try and arrange a very special giveaway. We might be able to give away a Chelsea shirt, and I'll try and sort that out with someone, and we might be able to do that. I think that covers up the podcast, guys. Anything you guys want to say?
No, I just hope we just win and beat Klopp.
Yeah, hope we do.
I just wanted to beat Klopp.
Some
Just,
nice.
let's just put the 3 points aside for now and just Klopp.
Donate the 3 points to Aston Villa, to Leeds or someone.
Yeah, and just dismantle that arrogant Liverpool side.
Look, you can be Premier League champions, you can be Champions League winners, you can be everything, but when the season starts, you've got to go back to being just another club trying to win that league or that competition. And
they weren't even great against Leeds.
Yeah, I was surprised they conceded 3 goals.
Yeah, and they scored 4-2 came from penalty. So they weren't really great. So if we are on our game, I believe we can beat.
Yeah, I mean, I was very confident that Leeds is not going to be able to score a single goal past them. You've got Virgil van Dijk, you got Alisson, and I put Alisson, I think, in my goalkeeper position, and then I put Virgil van Dijk as well on the fantasy league, which is kind of a subtle segment to that for a bit. But I got those, and if I can pull that up as quickly as possible, and if I look at my team right now, I got a point from Alisson, and I got 7 points from Van Dijk. The only player which actually gave me points was Mo Salah, and I captained him. So I got, is it double points for a captain, I think, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So he got 20 and I got 40 because I captained him. And I think a lot of players captained him, but talking about the fantasy league, guess who's number 1 on the CFCTALK podcast league?
Not me.
Yeah, same. Not me.
Definitely, it's Mohammed. It is. Done well.
Alex has had one of the worst weekends he could have had.
Yeah.
Someone join.
Tottenham Hotspur decided that they weren't going to do very well, and my team kind of suffered a lot. But it's a marathon, not a sprint, and I'm sure I can go for a good end of season rank. But I've already made some changes to my team, and I was very tempted to wildcard already. I was very tempted, but
yeah, I was tempted as well.
I think a couple more weeks to see who's going to kill it this season, and then wildcard. But I've rectified the immediate mistakes. Basically, got rid of a Tottenham player because they have good fixtures, but I think going triple Tottenham was a bit too much. But yeah.
Yeah. I think
I went triple Chelsea.
Jeez. Did you have Reece
I think
James?
I also did.
No.
Who did you have?
Sorry. I think we keep we keep interrupting Amart.
Sorry,
Go on,
Amart.
Amart.
Go on.
I was just saying that like you put the fantasy league code on the Twitter channel so that other people will
Oh
join.
yeah. I was gonna talk about this at the end, but that's a great segment. I apologize to everyone. It's been all over the place. We're still restructuring everything. We have a very small team, and there's a lot to do. So, hopefully by Sunday. So when you're watching the Liverpool game, everything that goes on from the Liverpool game and after and probably till the end of the season is hopefully going to be planned ahead in advance, a week or two or three, and that's something that we're going to have to work on, and we're going to get everything sorted out. I'll put the fantasy league in the description. I'll leave it in every podcast's description so that everyone can join as well if you want to join after midweek, after game week 1 or even 2. But yeah, going back to it, I went triple Chelsea, but I picked I think I would say the worst 3 players: Werner, Kante, Mount. But I didn't think Kante and Mount are going to be having. I would have expected more from Kante and Mount on Fantasy League, but Werner, actually, I'm happy with how many points he gave me. 5 is more than enough, I would say.
Yeah.
Kante's not a player who's made for FPL because he's a midfielder, but he's not going to get that many goals or assists, and they don't really give many points out for making interceptions or keeping clean sheets. So, but he's cheap though, so it's not the worst option in the world. It's fair price. I think it's fine.
So, Amar, have you done any changes on your team for game week 2?
Nah, I haven't had time to do it yet. I'll do it. When is the game? I think the next game is on Saturday, right? So probably the deadline is Saturday. So I'll probably do it tomorrow in the afternoon or something. Usually I wait to see if there have been any player injuries or anything before I make changes. But I don't know, I'm confident with my team. The first week didn't go well, but I'm confident with the team. I have 3 Chelsea players as well, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Alex, you got any changes?
Yes, but I'm not sure if I want to share them. Nah, I joke. I've got nah, it's okay. I put Salah in because he did look really good against Leeds. So I've put Salah in, and I got in Bissouma from Brighton as well. I thought he had a good game against Chelsea, and for 4.5 million, sorry, for 4.5 million, he's a good option. I think I needed to free up some cash for Salah, but now I've got some spare. And also, I made the mistake in. I thought I was under the. I really was so sure that Leno was supposed to be injured until like 2021 or something, but it turns out he's already back and he's already displaced Martinez, and then Martinez didn't even play against when they won against Fulham, and then now Martinez is an Aston Villa goalkeeper, and I had him in.
The Arteta pull.
So yeah, I'll keep Martinez in just to see how he does against Sheffield, but I'll be replacing him for sure soon.
The only change I went with is if I butcher the name, I'm sorry, but Tarkowski.
You got it,
Tarkowski.
Tarkowski or something, Tarkowski.
Tarkowski. I brought in Doherty, and the only thing I changed, other than that, is I made Werner captain and I made Salah vice captain. So if Liverpool win, I get points, but I'll still be sad. If Chelsea win and Werner scores, then hey man, you know what? Champion of FPL, champions of England. I'll take it.
I think it's kind of written that Werner's going to get his first goal against Liverpool.
Yeah,
It's too good to be true. It's too good
that
not to happen.
that would be so. That would be so. That would be very very. That would be very very great if he scores against Liverpool for his first Premier League game for Chelsea. Yeah, first goal for Chelsea. No, the first goal. First Premier League goal for Chelsea, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, of course. Anyways, guys, I think that wraps up the episode for tonight. Hope you enjoyed. If you're watching it on YouTube, then make sure to subscribe and leave a like, rating, comment below who you think will play in the Chelsea team for Liverpool against Liverpool, and what the predictions will be. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. As I mentioned, we're trying to get to 200 subscribers, 200 followers on each of our platform by the end of the year. And hopefully we can achieve them as quickly as possible and set new targets for us. You know, it's a new project and a new team, and I wouldn't want to end this podcast without thanking everyone who works behind the scenes. Adam, Devan, Sohan, Dominic, and everyone who works behind the scenes, who has been helping us out throughout the season, before the season started, and now when everything's picked up, they've always been there to help us out. So yeah, hopefully over the next few weeks you'll be seeing more content, daily content, and a lot more posts on activity on all of our socials. We'll be posting clips on all of our socials as well as on YouTube. So on days when we don't upload podcasts, we'll be clipping out some of our podcasts and making them into 5 to 10 minute videos for them to be uploaded on YouTube as well. Thank you, Alex and Amart. Again, it was a pleasure talking to you both, and then you guys not laughing at all of my jokes, but you know what? I'll forgive you for that one. And
Next time we'll
yeah, I'll probably write up a script. You know, I'll just write up some jokes.
be ready.
Anyways, thank you guys for watching, listening, and we'll see you guys after the Liverpool game. Hopefully happier than we are today, with a very, very big smile on our faces.
Yeah.